Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. Welcome to my test live. I was just testing out my cameras, and Talk Studio or Streamlabs has been giving me some issues lately, and I just wanted to test out the second camera. But welcome to all who came. I did not tell anybody I was going live. I normally do not go live by myself. It's a little intimidating, still is. So good morning, Deb, for being the first one here. Yes, you beat Melanie, and I think it's because Melanie did not know I was on. Mona, thank you for setting your calendar for me. Hi, Joy T. I see that you're here. And I know that I saw Susan because I responded to Susan. Hello, Susan. And they're all having conversations amongst themselves. Hi, Joy T. And I'm doing this from Talk Studio, which I just bear with me. Hi, Judy. How are you this morning? Hi, Jessica. How are you? Jessica, did you see my block that I made for the giveaway quilt? And good morning, Sharon. Hello, Annette. How are you? Thank you, Mona. And someone said good morning to, oh, hi, Rhonda. I have not seen you in a while. Good morning, Amber. How are you? Rhonda, I'm hoping you made it safely to Texas and that you're all settled in. So great to see you here this morning. And I think that's it. Oh, thank you, Jessica. She's hanging right here. And yeah, I love Sunbonnet Sue, so I'm gonna put her anywhere I can. And I see that Jennifer's here. So good morning, Jennifer. So really all I am doing, hi Sandy, how are you? So really all I'm doing is just playing around with the cameras this morning to just test things when I do videos. And if you notice, it's a Friday. And Friday, getting your grandson on bus, and then, oh, hi, Cheryl. How are you? But yeah, so I'm testing things out. It's a Friday, and I'm normally not off on Fridays, and I did not tell anybody that I was going to be off today because my schedule gets a little wonky sometimes. And I knew yesterday when I clocked out early so I could sew on Discord that I would be able to take Friday off as planned. If I miss you in the chat, I'm so sorry. So I'm just kind of working on I'm not really working on any quilts for the rest of the year. I still have my grandson's quilt that I need to quilt on George. And but I'm kind of taking it easy for the rest of the year. No big plans, no big quilts. I will be starting Dear Jane in January, as well as Jane Austen. So I'll start 2 quilts in January. And we'll see how that goes. But can you hear everything all right? I have to find the mic that Mona sent me. I can't find where I put it because I've been moving things around, and normally I do not lose things, but I seem to be losing everything. Hi, Cheryl. Yes, I needed a break. I was supposed to be off last week, Friday, and it just did not work out. So, what I have been doing is just working on using up some scraps, making some small projects, and making some Christmas projects for gifts that I will be sending away. And I am just working on those little pouches right now that I showed on the festive threads. Hi, Leanna. I didn't see you come in, but you lose everything. I am pretty good at keeping up with things and knowing where everything is at. I don't know. I think I never took it out of the box. And so it is probably with some of my tech things in the other room because I semi appropriated the kids' room when they're not here. So anyway, I'm just working on this little bag thing. And it's nothing special, nothing really going on. Mona will be live today. Well, actually, Leanna was live this morning. And I missed it because I had some things to do before I started my live. And then I believe that Vintage Style by Joe will be going live at 9:45. So this is not going to be anything really big. I will be sewing in Discord today if anybody wants to join me in Discord. I will be in one of the Discord rooms on my Discord. And yes, 9:45 is Joe. Oh, okay, Mona. I have to play with it yet to see if it works, how it works with me. And so 9:45 is Joe. Mona goes live at 1 o'clock, and Deb is live at 3. So my intent is to be able to be in my sewing room today and get some projects completed, some of these little things out of the way. And then I plan on watching everybody's lives. Tomorrow I will be MIA. The family's coming over. And so we will be going out. We're going bowling and doing some other things. Joy T, you're going to go in Discord? Good. Leanna, my days off are so far and few between that I get excited when I get a day and hubby's not home. There's no errands to run. I do have to clean house, and I guess I'll figure that out sometime. Does Jewel even work? Jewel. Oh, that was that thing. Oh, okay. Oh, it's 10,000 points. Do you even have 10,000 points to duel with, Mona? I was playing with Talk Studio the other day when I was in a meeting. Oh, and this thing is not even going to tear off. Because, nothing works on a live. Yes, Leanna, Mental Health Day should be a thing. And it is me. It is me. I don't think they would tell me that I could not have a mental health day since I work in the mental health field. But sometimes all I know how to do is work. I mean, that's been my life for the longest time is work. I would work and come home and take care of the family. And, by the end of the evening, was I was just too tired to do anything. And it wasn't until, like a lot of you, COVID happened, you found yourself needing things, although I was considered an essential employee, I still had to go to work. But a lot of things were closed down for a couple weeks and everything else, and everybody knows how that went. So, if you're watching what I'm doing, essentially I took my Drunker's Path and I took a 10-inch scrap piece of material, and I also took some heat and bond, and I just used my Drunkard's Path, and I am just making these circles because these little bags that I make, and let me grab one. These little bags that I make, they're not quilted, and this one is one of the first ones I did. They're not quilted, but they are sturdy, and that's because the heat and bond helps that process. Oh, no wonder I lose, Mona. You're so funny. So yeah, I'm just working on this, testing things out, kind of watching the time, because I want to make certain that I do not miss Joe. And I get to chat with you all because so many times I just get to lurk. So does anybody have any plans for this weekend outside of sewing? Oh, y'all, I went and purchased some fat quarter bundles from Green Fairy Quilts. They had a 50, or I think I got these at 60% off, and I got the last bundle of one thing. And I'm assuming it's going to come in next week. So I'm excited to get that, even though I said that I was not going to get any more, purchase any more fabric. I just happened to be looking. And I have a shelf coming in, Mona. So the heat and bond does give it some stiffness. It does add some stiffness. And I've mentioned before that I do not make bags. I'm a little afraid of making a bag, and I do not do zippers, but there is enough stiffness where it makes the zipper really easy to sew on. And when you fold it back to do that top stitch on it, it stays in place really nice because you can kind of crease it with your fingers. So it works up really, really easy. But it does. And you can sew on it because it's the Heat and Bond Light. And I've just been kind of chain piecing these together. I just make a couple, have them ready, and then I start sewing it up when I want to get in here for a little while and I don't have much time. So it's really easy. This talking to yourself is really Hi Joanna, how are you? Oh, Mona, are you doing that today? See, I wasn't going to say anything. Now with the heat and bond, you do need to make certain that it sits for a while and it cures or cools off. And then just trying to peel it off from the backing. I feel like I'm ignoring y'all if I don't talk. And I have no wonderful stories like Deb does. Well, I have stories, but they're probably not fit for the camera or YouTube. YouTube will probably give me a strike. And then you do have to make certain if you didn't cut it that you don't want to get glue on your on this. Put that on the side. Get that. I don't remember which one was the first one I made. But these are really, really easy to put together. And like I said, I just go ahead and chain sew them. And Mona had some good suggestions what they could be used for. I normally put a little hook on mine and stick it with a key fob that I made. So I'm just folding half. I'm sorry I missed your live this morning, Leanna. It's strange not lurking. But yeah, work is so much not working a day off is so much better. And then I purchased some really inexpensive bundles of zippers from Amazon. You know, those little, they're very inexpensive, and you get like 60 zippers in different colors and sizes. And then I'm just going from the corner and I am taking just 1 inch off each side. Take that one way. And then with the one of the corners that I removed, I'm going to make my little tab. So I'm just going to try and find. And I have some pinking rotary cutter. So I'm just taking a little bit off because I don't want it too thick. And then I am going to sew in the zipper. So essentially, I've got the making zipper purse. I folded it in half, took 1 inch off the side with one of the sides that I removed. That is going to be my tab. And then I'm going to run a zipper around those. That I'm not going to show you on here because you don't want to see me mess up. Bye, Leanna. So I don't want you to see me sewing on a zipper because I'm not like Mona and stuff. But I was just testing out the equipment, wanting to make sure that you could see this. I am going to end the live and I'm going to get me another cup of coffee and I'm going to hop in Discord if anybody wants to join. But remembered that Mona's on. Oh, thanks, Mona. And I prefer to make videos. I can talk when there's nobody in the chat. I just can't talk when there's chat because I feel like there's eyes on me that y'all are watching me. But so I'm going to sew some of these up in Discord. You're all welcome to come into Discord and watch or join me there. And so you can talk. I'll even have the camera on today. Hi, Donna. What side are you putting the zipper on? The zipper is going to go on. Well, I'll show you real quick. Let me look at the time. So this is the zipper. And because I do not do zippers very well, I like to have my zippers about 2 inches longer on each side because it gives me some playroom and it doesn't get stuck. Zipper side down. Zipper side down. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Let me hide that on screen. So zipper side down, I am going to run it along the curve and turn it over. And I do have a little zipper foot. So I'll sew that really quick. And maybe if I don't see myself, I will do better. So let me do it that way. That way, let me change my foot. And let me position my needle. And when I first start, I do not clip down. You can use clips if you want to. Down. So my zipper foot will help me to find my starting point, and I write it along the line of that zipper foot, and I'm just following the curve like I would if I was making a drunkard's path. And I'm sorry if I'm sniffling and you can hear me sniffling. And I was watching Mona make a video. She was putting it on a bag and she clipped, I think it was on her live. And she clipped around it to help it lay flat. I'm going to tell you, I do not do that because I'm always afraid I'm going to make a mistake. Again, I am not a bag maker, and I tend to use my stylus a lot. Okay. So it comes out looking like this. And then when you fold it over, and let me find the camera. When you fold it over, it's stiff enough where you can go ahead and finger press it all the way around. And it'll give you a nice, good flat surface. And that's why I like to use 2 inches over. I tried to sew this on the featherweight the other day, and it did pretty well on the featherweight. I was surprised. Okay. And so when I'm sewing it back down, I'm just going to write it right along that zipper line. which will be a lot easier because it's already in place. And I just want to make sure that it's flat. The zipper is laying flat on the back. I did not back tack. So it has a little bit of a bump, but it does look like that. And then you would just fold it up so that it attaches this way. And then if you want to go ahead and pin it from that point, I just normally eyeball it. And I want to make sure I stay on that crease because then it won't get wonky on me. That original crease that I made. And I'm just going to repeat the same thing on the other side. And thank you all for talking to each other while I'm doing this. And this is a gentle curve, so it's nothing intimidating. The only thing you're going to be turning inside out is after you sew the side seams. Yeah. See where that camera is. So I'm just going to repeat the process on the other side. I'm just going to finger press it down, making sure everything lies nice and flat. And again, these are just little bags to go on the key fob. It's nothing. It's just a small gift. And I'm going to write it around. So it looks like this. Make sure your zipper works, and it does. So now I'm going to open my zipper halfway. Well, let me just flip it over halfway. And then I'm going to close that zipper up. And you'll see it goes by really easy, really, really fast. I can't, well, seems like when you're on camera, you can never do anything the way you would normally do it. Oh, I guess I should put my, so I'm just turning it over straightening everything out. You can put a clip if you want to. And then I sew 1/4 of an inch from the bottom seam down. And I'm sorry if, where is my, where is it? Let me just go ahead and I do pop it down to a 2 so that seam on the side is tight. And then I just take my 1/4 thing, my back tack. And these are not metal teeth, so I don't have to worry about it. And I just take a couple of back stitches here. Oops. Do the same thing on the other side. Oh. Okay, so it looks like this. And then I am just going to take my pinking rotary cutter, just even it up a little. And I want to be at least 1/8 of an inch away. Okay, and then on the other side, oh, you know what? I forgot to put my little tab in it. So this one will not have a tab, but you would have put the tab in it, but I'm not going to worry about it. As Mona says, it will be fine. And then you just turn it inside out. Where is my chopstick? You just poke it out. You can make it bigger with box corners if you want, if you're making it for yourself. Totally up to you. And just poke out the corners. Go around. Put off any loose threads. And there you go. That's a little bag. And like I said, it should have had the tab. And I didn't put the tab in it. But you poke it out and it's just a little bag. And it's actually great to make for if you do things for charity. You can go ahead and make a couple of these with some fabric that you have on hand, some fat quarters, extra layer cake, fabric from your layer cake bundles that you did not use. And it's a good thing for charity. The bag does have the lining. So when I made, this one has a white lining. I don't know if you can tell, but when I put it together, you do have a front and back that you fused. And so you just decide which is going to be the inside and what's going to be the outside. So it is lined inside. Now there is a raw edge binding from where I sewed it on the inside, but you use the pinking shears, so you're not going to get all that shredding or shedding of fabric, and it's pretty clean. And like I said, it's just for, I mean, you can use it. My daughter uses it. She likes hers, and there's no pockets or anything, but it's enough to keep, a couple dollars or your debit card or your ID or whatever, if you're running quickly to the store and you don't want to carry anything heavy. I used my drunkard's path, and I used the 8-inch template on it. This is the 8-inch, and so I had a 10-inch square, and I used my 8-inch template, and I simply I took my square. Hold on 1 second. So you just want to take your fabric and you want to fold it in fours like that, a little more even, and you're just going to set that template right there, right on the corner. So you want that corner to sit on the corner so it will make a circle. So it was a 10-inch piece of fabric. You are going to get a little bit of waste, but you can use it in other projects. My Heat and Bond Light, I also use the same size on that. So it is a 10-inch square, and if you have one of those drunkard paths, like I said, if you have the set of drunkard's path, you can make it any size you want. It's really easy, Sandy. It's just a really easy make. I'm sorry I forgot to put the tab in, but when you're sewing it, you all know that the tab goes on the inside when it's inside out, so it will poke out on this side. But you just use it with the key fob, and it comes together really easy, even for a quick gift. If you want to make a quick gift for somebody throughout the year and you want to give them a Starbucks card or something else, and it's just a little vessel to carry that little gift. So it's really, you love it. Great Christmas gifts. Yeah, it's really cute. And if you use Christmas fabric and you actually put the hook in, like I forgot to, you can hang it on the Christmas tree. You could put a little tag on it with the person's name and put it on the Christmas tree for them, or just lay it underneath the Christmas tree with their name on it. But it's a good way to use some fabric. It's a good way to and like I said, there is no quilting involved. You're just really using what you have on hand, and it's a very, very lightweight. And I think on Festive Threads, I told you that it is so flat that if you do one of the bigger Christmas cards, and a lot of times they have little pictures or anything on the Christmas cards, you could pop one in a Christmas card, and it should not cost you anything. If it gets but I would use Jessica's suggestion to use the stamp where it does not, they don't run it through the mailing, through their machinery, that you use the butterfly sticker so that way it does not get bent. But it's a cute way of just giving a little gift with a little card. We don't send cash through the mail, but it's just a little cute, or, just something to pop in. You can put your picture in there and pop it to a friend. But and you can make it smaller if you want to by taking a half an inch, 1.5 inches off the side. And this is 1 inch that was cut from the circle. And that is what was left is what you're going to make the tab with again that I didn't put in. But I just wanted to come on here. I thank you. Like I said, this was just a test. I wasn't even going to sew this on here. I was just testing my camera out for future videos. You know, Mona, don't look at my sewing. Don't look at my bag too closely. Or Donna. Hi, Donna. Hi, Melissa. Don't look at my sewing, my zipper sewing, because I'm still learning. But it's really quick and it's really not intimidating. And I like things that are not intimidating. So, anyway, like I was saying earlier, I am just going to grab some coffee and I'm headed to Discord to do some sewing and just enjoying my day off. I hope, thank you, Mona. You're always so sweet. Right, Jessica, the butterfly stamp, non machinable. So that's a good idea, but you can pop these in a Christmas card if you still send Christmas cards. But anyway, y'all have a good one, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye. Thank y'all for coming. Bye.